Hello and welcome to Our Watches. This is American Animals. So this is almost a continuation on my last video with Fight Club. I see this film as almost like a modern day Fight Club. It deals with a lot of the same topics and there's a lot of similarities between the two that I want to go into here. When I first saw this movie, we have this thing in the UK called Screen Unseen, where you go into a movie completely blind for a fiver. You don't know what's going to play until it starts playing on the screen, and they drop like hints on Twitter, but mainly you don't know what it's going to be. And I'd never even heard of this movie before going into it, and then I just fell in love with it when I watched it. It's probably my favorite movie of 2018. So yeah, before we get into it, be sure to check out the Patreon. Over there you can find 1 week early access, so you can get next week's video right now, which is The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. You can get full-length timer-based reactions, so you can see anything I cut out. You just kind of sync up your own footage, and you can get access to polls so you can vote for what's next. So yeah, let's just jump into it. I love the way that this opens, especially because I had no idea what it was about when I first watched it. It's so sinister and intriguing. Oh, I love this, the upside down shots. It's been used in quite a few films now. It's kind of overplayed, but it's still really cool. So, you know, I kind of see Warren as almost like a real life Tyler Durden type of character, and then Steven is kind of like the narrator type character. There's a lot of similarities there.
There was nothing in their backgrounds that would suggest, you know, something like that would happen.
And there's so much mystery in this intro. When I first watched it, I thought it was like a school shooting kind of thing from the way it was talked about.
They were pretty darn good kids.
Yeah, the way they said they were good kids.
To the boys and to the school, of course, it was a big loss at the time.
But we did not expect that from our son ever.
A moment in which we lost him.
The way the dad's crying, it just makes it it's such a good intro. So much intrigue. And the way it kind of intercuts with all this kind of all this violent imagery with the animals is so good.
Tell us a little bit about who you are.
My name is Spencer Reinhardt.
And it's the real one. I love how they splice in the real people along with the kind of dramatized actors.
Who are you as an artist?
I like how it was wide shots before, but now it's close up and he's actually a bit more introspective in thinking.
He strives for the generosity of the generous.
You can tell how kind of uncomfortable he is in this context around all these other kind of like very macho, manly men. This obviously isn't his type of space.
Growing up, I had a desire for some kind of life-altering experience. They were always affected by some kind of tragedy in their life. I felt like they understood something more about life that I wasn't getting to experience.
Yeah, I feel like that's something a lot of people relate to. They want something interesting from their lives, you know? But you have to go out there and make your life interesting. I feel like that's what happens here and in Fight Club. It's like the way they choose to express themselves is so toxic in the things that they choose to do, you know? And I feel like a lot of people with like who have depression, there's that bit what he said about you know, all these artists have these great tragedies. A lot of people, if you have like depression or something, you want something really bad to happen, something traumatic to happen, so you feel like, you know, you actually have a reason to feel sad. You know what I mean? And there's Warren.
My mom did not want me to be friends with.
You need to have a little bit of spice in the broth.
When I worked here, half of this shit got wasted. Literally thrown in the fucking trash.
This scene is so similar to the like fat stealing scene, isn't it?
Did you know that 40% of restaurant food in America gets thrown in the trash? Just thrown away.
That's such like a Tyler Durden kind of line.
Don't drop the fucking meat! Drive!
It's a great song choice as well. It's like they're doing these things to try and feel alive. It gives them a rush, you know?
It's not what I thought it would be. Where you ever feel like you're waiting for something to happen, but you don't know what it is. Make your life special.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people feel that same way. They're just waiting for a moment. But you need to go out and make the moment yourself, not just sit around.
Many of the books in this library have been here since the 19th century, and we are very pleased to be home to some of the rarest editions in the United States. First edition, Birds of America.
So how much is it worth?
Well, that his book would be the most valuable in existence.
What a line.
Now, most of you are familiar with this.
Kind of got chills there.
Please look at line number 10 and tell me what you see. That's correct. Species is misspelled.
Look at it there with his spotlight on it.
Told me about it at Rich's party. I remember it being cold.
It's not really a book.
I think I told him about it in the car. Maybe November. It was cold.
I love this, how it changes depending on how they remember it differently.
$12 million.
That's one of the best aspects of this film for me. It's just so fun and creative.
So this is how you remember it?
Not exactly. But if this is how Spencer remembers it, then let's go.
And him just talking to himself, they're so great.
Could we get it? You know, like, what would it take? It would take extraordinary effort to get it.
No, it all just started off as this kind of thought experiment, like, could you actually do it? And it just went out of control from there.
I feel that he was fishing and that I took the bait. It would be true to say that once Warren latches onto an idea that he's not easily going to let it go.
I love the shot from behind the screen. That's really cool.
Everyone in here thinks that they're gonna win the lottery, but no one buys a ticket.
See, a lot of people think they're, you know, they want to win the lottery. They think they're special. They think, you know, oh, I'm going to win it one day or whatever. They're kind of wishing for something that will give them a better life, but not working towards it, I guess.
There aren't exactly books that instruct you on how to steal art.
I want you to go over
So you have to watch movies, yeah.
add or subtract the slightest change, even if it's something as small as the placing of a hot dog stand.
Evan Peters and Barry Keoghan do such a great job here. I can't wait to see what Barry's like in the MCU because he's going to be in the Eternals. But all of this as well is just kind of building evidence against them, isn't it? It's a great drawing, all the plans. He's got like the wall thicknesses and all the bookshelves.
Neither of us were really serious about the idea. I took it very seriously.
Warren, there's no secret knock.
Yeah, there should be.
Then there's this whole like underground bit. And of course, we don't know if this is actually real at all.
I don't want to hear anything about this, but I know a guy you might be able to talk to.
We're supposed to email that guy asking for a meeting.
Happy? Oh, change.
Oops. Doing it all on school computers, you know.
Payment is. I mean, we give him $500 for a meeting.
So we're serious and not time wasters.
It just sounds like a scam, doesn't it? Give 500 so I can pay you 12 million.
Aren't artists supposed to starve?
We're out of Kentucky. Nobody knows that we're gone. There was a sense of possibility.
Yeah.
Changing our lives right then.
See, just going on the adventure like that is kind of like the life-changing event. You know, not life-changing, but, you know, just something interesting. It's like One time I took a train up for 4 hours to Manchester to visit my friend without really telling anybody really, and it was great. It's just that sense of freedom.
And then suddenly Warren's talking to a guy with a ponytail and a blue scarf. Or was it a purple scarf?
Oh, I love that. That's so great. The little bit of editing is so slick. And how he rips it away and then burns it.
Go to Holland.
To the Netherlands.
No, stopping until it's burned. Maybe it's time to face reality.
Yeah, I feel like this is like the hurdle. Once they overcome this, it's almost like they're committed.
That is so disappointing.
I need to speak with you, please.
What now, Susan? Now?
I'm divorcing your father.
Are you fucking crying?
Warren, I'm gonna go, man.
Yeah, Warren's just out looking for a fight, trying to express his rage. You know, he shouts at his dad for crying, and then the way he expresses his emotion is by going out and getting drunk and having a fight. Or trying to.
Look, maybe I can find some money and put it towards half the ticket.
Really?
Yeah. It'll be only you going.
I really like the music in this as well. It sets a good atmosphere for all of the scenes. It all kind of fits, I feel like.
Hi, I'm David. I work with Mr. Beckman.
Got a fake name as well.
The books, the Autobahns, are very rare.
That's why I'm here.
With your piece of paper.
Great bit of like intimidation as well, sitting next to him. Look how cornered off he feels now, especially with the camera there. How they had the pillar kind of blocking him in.
As long as we have authentication with the very famous auction house.
It's hard, I imagine.
How much?
Yes. 30 to 40% of the valuation price.
That's millions of dollars, right?
Yeah! We're gonna need a bigger boat.
Yeah. Split some money up as well though, doesn't it? If it's worth 12 million, they're only getting 40% or 30%. That's 3 million split between 4 of them. That's not a lot of money, like, comparatively for the risk, is it?
I was majoring in accounting because I wanted a career at the FBI. That was only one of the 2 majors they accepted.
Eric was a gentleman. Gave me no pause.
Yeah, I love that the backgrounds give so much insight into the people they're interviewing as well.
States that auditors have the duty to actively look for fraud, not just report it if they find it. Except in reality, it doesn't always work like that, does it?
Thank you for that, Mr. Borsig.
Shows how smart he is, really. He's almost correcting the tutor.
Don't cancel me.
What the fuck are you doing here?
He's trying to be all mysterious and things, isn't he?
You're either in or you're out right now.
How can I tell you if I'm in or I'm out without you telling me the first thing about what I might be in or out of?
I think I was just saying yes because I knew that I wanted to
rekindle the friendship.
It can't be done at night.
What?
What's the one time of day when no one's supposed to be in the building? It would have to be done during the day.
Yeah, you can tell he's the real tactician behind everything.
I knew you were the man for this. Look at him. He's like a fish in water.
Why don't you just email the FBI and ask them where they'd like us to leave our fingerprints?
Countless times, what would happen if you continued to fail to show up and probably embarrass your father a whole lot more?
He doesn't really care about his father, does he?
And what that kind of disappointment will mean for him.
That will be a disappointment. I worked to get on that team since I was about 5, and I have absolutely no idea why.
Again, it's just like pursuing something that you're not really passionate for. It's just because society's told you.
I think you are a disappointment. And I think this whole goddamn town is a disappointment.
They will be here and here.
Can you please not touch shit?
It's a good model. A lot of detail.
Now, once in the basement, we can access the fire exit at the side of the building.
That was the one thing they didn't plan for, the basement, really.
Is the single biggest risk to this entire operation. She needs to become a non-factor as soon as possible. She'll be in and out in less than 3 or 4 minutes.
I'm Betty Jean Gooch, and I will need your names for the log, please.
I am Spencer Green.
I love this stylized version of what they think, how they think it's gonna go, you know? It makes the actual heist so much more in contrast.
Doesn't work. We're gonna have to have a getaway driver. Who's your driver?
Yeah.
Does it seem realistic or?
Oh, that's almost like a commentary on like some heist movies where they're all slick like that.
The adventure going and waiting for the insurmountable obstacle, stop everything in its tracks.
I started my first company at 12 years old. I bought my first rental property.
You know, he followed his dad around. He was.
Did he actually enjoy that though, or was that just kind of forced on him? You know, starting a business when you're 12. That seems like something you wouldn't actually do as a 12-year-old. That's almost like forced onto him.
Just a wonderful person.
So you could see how he could also feel disenfranchised by that.
We thought Chaz could bring was money.
Thought they were smoking too much.
I think you guys are smoking too much.
Talking about $12 million.
Eric, Mr. Black. Spencer, Mr. Green. Mr. Yellow, it's me. Chaz, Mr. Pink.
What? You're making me Mr. Pink? You know exactly what's wrong with Mr. Pink.
He's even wearing pink, come on.
The whole point of the names was so that nobody knew what the others were called.
So we don't address each other by our names during the robbery.
Spencer was Mr. Green because he smoked lots of green.
That smile.
Mr. Black because he said his soul was black. I was Mr. Yellow because I was my mom's sunshine. And I named Chaz Mr. Pink just to fuck with him.
Yeah.
Pink. That'd be any color but pink. It's probably my least favorite Tarantino film.
I have emailed the library to make an appointment to view the books on the penultimate day of term. That's 8 days from now.
8 days, that's not a lot of preparation time, really, is it?
I have an exam that day.
Me too.
Yeah, me too. I have art history.
Exactly.
It's the perfect alibi.
I mean, who's going to suspect a group of robbers who all happen to be in exams that day?
Look at his smile. He's so happy with that idea, isn't he?
Because being old is the closest thing to being invisible.
Not in a university.
When this is all over, we're going to send her an anonymous package filled with thousands of fucking dollars.
I'm not doing it. Okay?
He's the getaway driver anyway, so he wouldn't be involved.
There was no obstacle. Nothing was going to prevent us from doing it.
Yeah, he wanted the insurmountable obstacle.
So many opportunities looking back where I could have gotten out.
Yeah.
Whose job was it to order the taser?
I believe it was your job.
Fucking, I can't think of anything. How long would that disable someone for?
He likes his disguises. Like, you don't really need a fake moustache for that. I wonder how good their disguises were in real life, because in the movie, I feel like they're actually quite good, some of them. But were they that convincing in real life? I love that, the drumming continuing to build suspension.
Fucking really?
To build tension, not suspension, sorry. But it actually continues in the background. It's all very close up on their face now, showing how scared they are.
I'm gonna get sick, guys.
Don't even fucking think about throwing up in this car, Spencer.
So much DNA evidence for that. And seeing his true self, his future self, that's such a cool detail. Like how the background sound effects are kind of amped up for this, like him touching the handrail and the pencil sharpener. Makes everything a bit more tense. The ticking of the clock. How scared he is.
There's 4 of them. We're not gonna die on 4 fucking librarians.
There's a fucking meeting in there or something, okay? There's 4.
I'm losing this hyper.
Oh, fuck this, I'm going.
That's so great. The build up of suspense and then the release right there, you just feel so much relief. And then the music comes in. You think they're out. It's like a weight's been lifted off you.
Glorious. The sun was shining and it was like a new beginning.
After all that, that's it. That's the end of it. It's over.
Yeah, they should have just gave up there.
Maybe we dodged a bullet.
It's like earlier he gave that speech about packaging and all this illusion of choice, and then it's there in the shop again, him looking at all the different options where he changes his mind again. Yeah.
She says there are no other appointments scheduled.
But it means that alibi is gone because they don't have exams the next day. Look at him, he's on the verge of tears.
I just remembered I have an exam tomorrow and study for it. So.
No one's gonna get hurt. How do you know no one's gonna get hurt? I'm talking about my family, okay?
Yeah, he's realised the repercussions if he gets caught, you know?
Which fucking future are you worried about? 10 years from now, wondering what could have happened.
It's funny because that's almost what happens, isn't it? Because he was caught, he wonders what could have happened if they got away with it. This is a great moment, just going for a run to think things over, express himself, clear his head, and then there's the flamingo.
You can go through life with this expectation that something fantastic is going to happen, something life-altering that's going to make your life different and unique.
Yeah. Or you can go and make your life interesting.
Actually make something happen on my own.
Yes, Betty Jean Gooch. Nice to see you.
Nice
Come
to
in,
see you.
please. I have to say, I expected someone much older.
He's probably putting on an old voice when on the phone.
Or the log.
That's a great shot, it coming into focus like that.
If you do wish to see some of the other plates, I can help you to turn some of the pages.
But he's so nervous about tasing. You see, he kept getting shots of her neck where he was going to tase her, but he was too nervous to do it. That's a great moment with the librarian still being there. His moment of deliberation.
My friend, he's right there.
Oh. Please sign by the...
Yeah, Warren just completely messes it up because he doesn't go for the neck with the taser, he does it in like her arm.
It's gonna fucking hurt more. Shut up! Zip tie her legs.
Oh.
I'd react the exact same way. He's so squirmish, I definitely couldn't do it. There's such a commotion as well.
Hey, why are you doing this?
You good?
He broke the glasses. Oh, it wasn't his, it was Warren's fake glasses, I guess.
Find the fucking keys!
See, it's such a great contrast between what actually happened and this like idealized one that they show early in the movie. How much more stressful and rough and unplanned it actually is.
Get the fucking door, get it out of the case!
I wonder how much they ramped up security after this. What a great moment, him realizing they're on her.
I'm not touching her anymore! I'm done!
Oh, it's so tense. You know, everything's over if someone just walks past and looks in.
I got it.
And they're taking a while, longer than planned.
Oh, fuck the Darwin, man! Yeah. Fucking leave the Darwin, man! Let's fucking go, man! Let's get the fuck out of here!
I'm surprised he was the one to break the glass and that there's no alarm with the glass.
Fuck, you hit one!
I might not be back.
And they hadn't planned for the basement at all. They didn't even know where the exit was, did they?
Oh, shit!
They gotta go out through the front door.
Take a run for it. What do you mean, nigga? What do you mean the fucking run for it? Fucking see us out.
Everyone's paying attention to them.
Oh, no! Fucking leave it! Go! Whoa!
There's just too much attention on them.
Oh, shit!
They drew so much attention to themselves with all of that, didn't they?
Jesus Christ!
And he threw up over the car as well. Spence is the only one who's okay in this situation.
Warren, where's the fucking books? Drop the fucking books!
We got the first edition Darwin.
I have the Darwin.
How much is it actually worth, what they've got? It must be nowhere near the 12 million that they were going for, was it?
Gonna be looking for a gray van with 3 guys in it, okay? Get
Yeah.
out. For you. I will come back for you in my car. Just get the fuck out.
Yeah, just dump this car and get a new one. That's great, just the moment of silence with the actual Warren there. And then he did actually have an exam as well. It was late for.
They're very rare and expensive. This morning, 2 men took advantage of that.
Yeah. So they only have it on 2 men.
Officials are helping police search for the 2 men who stole the books and the 2 men who drove the getaway vehicle, described by witnesses as a gray Dodge minivan, license plate number 331.
Nothing on us. How would they know there were 4 of us? They got plates from a different car.
Yeah. They want to hear what happened to the librarian. There was part of me when I first watched that thought the librarian had died because they covered her mouth. Maybe she had a panic attack and couldn't breathe because they never show her in the future till after, do they? We saw a quick glimpse of the actual her, but they never interviewed like the actual her till later in the movie to keep that bit of suspense there.
Yeah, his eyes are failing. He says the books no longer receive the attention they fully deserve.
That's a good line.
They've been in his family for generations, so there's really no documentation to speak of.
Undoubtedly genuine.
Because there was news reports and things, all of these buyers might be suspicious, I guess.
Wait for the main guy to get back, so we're gonna wait for the call and then can get in touch with the...
You mean at the hotel, right?
You're gonna call my cell.
Yeah, that's the big fuck up. I mean, there were lots of things along the way.
I'll ring it for you, dipshit.
What's up? This is Spence. You know what to do.
Does that sound like a fucking art dealer to you, huh?
Look, Chaz, we can change the message.
Blake Jenner does a great job here.
Right fucking now, because I shit you not, that number's gonna put us all in jail, you fucking little asshole. You just need to calm down. You guys are sending us to jail, you fucking idiots!
You got Mr. Pink.
Oh, fuck!
Okay, what?
What, where's the talk now, bitch? Huh? This is my life you are fucking with, man, okay? This isn't some fucking game.
This is a great moment.
You gotta go back in there and get that number back.
Yes, man, you know we can't go back in there.
You've killed us.
See you guys around, I guess.
Oh, that's great. It tracking with the door, the camera. And then going back to Warren. I wish that was almost just one shot, like him opening it, walking away, and then it closing again onto Warren.
There's never a point in your life after that where you haven't already crossed that line.
Yeah.
It was definitely a terrifying thing.
I think I remember hearing that scream in my head over and over again, just the scream of the librarian. This was gonna be what I needed. Is this really? Did I just do something horrible?
Yeah, see, it's what they thought they needed to make their life interested, and then they regretted it afterwards.
We tried to say things like, we're just gonna try to scare and get in and get out.
That isn't the reality.
Afterwards, we're gonna talk to her and tell her we're not gonna hurt her.
See him tearing up and everything as well. It's great because we know it's real as well. He's not an actor, this is the actual him.
But we did.
I wonder if the actual people have met with the librarians as well. The librarian, like, after everything that happened.
Chas was right, man. Chas was right, Warren.
Dude, you're overthinking this.
Chill out.
Go back to bed.
Yeah, you just have to hope it all blows over. What a great shot. Is that isolated there? But even there, Warren was worried. He was telling Spencer to chill out, but he was still... This heartbeat building the tension again. They're all trying to find something to get things off of their mind. This tapping is like a constant nagging on him, isn't it?
Stop. Stop right there!
Are you fucking kidding me? Is that all you fucking got?
I love the song choice here.
In the sunshine, in her lonely slip.
Yeah, this could have almost got him killed there. He's pointing a gun at the police like that. He tries to escape out the window, but there's just no chance, is there?
In this mirror,
And he's seeing visions of the librarian. And then the self-portrait there, the reveal, that's great. I love these moments of silence with the actual people.
Spencer Reinhard, Eric Borsuk, Charles Allen, and Warren Lipka now know their fate. Them each to 7 years in a federal prison.
7 years each.
You're taught your entire life that what you do matters and that you're special. In all reality, those things don't matter, and you're not special.
Not sure I agree with that.
We were doing this extraordinary thing absolutely appealed to us.
I love this moment, showing their friendships throughout.
I remember from Warren's point of view, or I remember from my own. And I don't remember if the guy I saw in Central Park was someone that I saw or somebody that Warren told me I saw.
Memories become hazy.
All I remember from his Amsterdam trip was dropping him off at the airport and picking him up.
Yeah. Oh, what a great twist that potentially the whole thing is staged by Warren.
Evidence or actual proof that Warren went to Amsterdam.
Exactly. And yeah, him tearing it up before we can read it.
That Warren's whole story about meeting with an Amsterdam buyer, that most likely he just made the whole thing up.
Yeah, because they have no proof. This could have been anywhere.
I guess you just have to take my word for it.
It's a great moment.
I think they wanted things to come easy for them. They didn't want to help other people to achieve a transformative experience.
Yeah, exactly.
All very selfish. Crosses a line in their own mind to be willing to
And it shows that she's still around.
get what they want. It makes me wonder if they really know why they did it.
Yeah, I don't think they really do fully understand why they did it. And they all spent the full term, the full 7 years. That's great. You know, they're all trying to turn their life around now. Back in college, studying film. The only thing that would have made this better is if this was made by all of them, because he's studying filmmaking and the other guy was writing a memoir about it. If this was all like made by them, and Spencer's an artist doing his birds. And this is back when he was looking at himself. Okay, so that was American Animals. I just love that movie. From a filmmaking perspective, it's so creative, mixing the interview style with this like recreation of the events is so cool. I know Bart Layton, who's the director, he has another movie called The Imposter, which I haven't seen yet, which I really want to. And I think is kind of like in a similar style. This is kind of like his technique. I don't know if he has any other movies planned soon, but I'd love to see what he does next. So yeah, I don't want to go like on and on about the Fight Club comparison, but I feel like I need to address it because it's so great, kind of the parallels, and it just seems like it's a bit more of a modern interpretation of Fight Club, if you get what I mean, or like the problems that Fight Club was trying to address. This one applies a bit more to like younger people, like college, university students, where Fight Club was a bit more, you know, working people. But still, it all kind of applies this kind of feeling of wanting more out of your life because of kind of capitalism, consumerism, feeling like your life isn't really amounting to anything, going out and doing something to try and change that, but that thing that you're doing is something negative. And then, of course, there's Warren, who acts as kind of like the Tyler Durden character. He's super cool and he says a lot of things that people can connect with, but at the end he is kind of toxic and manipulative, and there's an aspect of him that's a lie and that is a twist towards the end of the movie. There's a lot of comparisons, you know. So I think a lot of people can relate to Spencer's struggle on trying to find meaning, and there is a bit of irony here because, you know, he was looking for a tragic event that would give his art meaning, and then he did all of this, and then he went to prison, and then out of prison he's now become an artist and is almost profiting off of what happened because he does art of the birds. So kind of in an ironic way, he has kind of got what he wanted, but there's a lot of downsides with that, like his relationships with his family, and of course he had to go to prison for all of that time as well. And Spencer actually, because he's an artist, he designed some posters for the movie and signed them, and I really wanted to get some. They were like limited edition, but they were just too expensive for me when the movie came out. So, you know, it was like £150, not like super expensive for some artwork, but it's still quite expensive. So I held off on it, and the longer I held off on it, the price doubled at one point, and at that point I was like, I can't afford to waste all of this money just on this poster for the movie. But I do wish I had right at the start. I think all of the actors do a great job. Evan Peters, of course, was amazing as Warren. And it kind of, they really sell that they are all of the people. I think like Barry Keoghan doesn't look too much like Spencer, but he does such a great job. I kind of fall into it, you know. I can't wait to see what he is like in the Eternals, because there's a part of me feeling like he might actually be a villain or an antagonist in that. So it'd be great for him to be in a big budget movie in the spotlight. He was in Dunkirk as well, actually. So he has been in some big budget films. And then Blake Jenner did a great job, especially that scene where he was in the car tearing up, saying like, "This is my life, you've ruined my life." That was a great moment. I love right at the end where we see what they're doing with their life and how they're kind of trying to get on with their life, just lead a normal life. And then of course one of my favorite aspects about this is kind of like the unreliable narrator kind of theme. You know, Spencer remembers the guy having a red tie, Warren remembers it being purple, Warren remembers this conversation having here or somewhere else. You know, it's so great seeing it change in real time. It just, whenever I see that, it just puts a smile on my face on how kind of creative it is, because, you know, a lot of things are based on true stories. It's all coming from memories of the people who were in the events. So no movie made on a true story is ever 100% accurate, but this kind of addresses that if there are inaccuracies, it's because people are misremembering, you know. So yeah, thank you for watching. Next week will be The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, which kind of carries on this theme but shows someone who takes a more positive stance on trying to find meaning. It's really great, so I can't wait to get to that. So if you enjoyed this, be sure to subscribe so you can keep up to date with all the future uploads. If you really like the video, make sure to leave it a like or leave a comment on your thoughts. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.